Hi everyone, my name is Natalie. My report was on Industrial Organizational Psychology Master's Programs, essentially, or also known as IO Psychology, essentially psychology in the workplace. The three schools I chose to review from best to least was Grand Canyon University, located in Phoenix, Arizona. Has a slowly expanding in person, has a variety of majors. What I think it makes it above the other schools that it has a great online component, so you can have your bachelor's, master's, or doctorates online, having a better work-life balance. The second university that I liked was SDSU. It's very well known for its name. It has a great reputation. I also think it's very cool how it started as only offering education majors on top of a drugstore. That's where the school was located, and then relocated to where it's now and expanded tremendously. The third school I looked at was Vanguard University, and that one's located in Costa Mesa, California. And that's also started as a small school for ministry, and it's slowly moved to where it's now, and it offers a wide variety of bachelor's programs, few masters, and very minimal doctorates. Some of the components that I looked over for these schools was cost. It's very important to go to a university that you can afford for your bachelor's, let alone for your master's. Therefore, you don't want to get majorly into debt into a career that you could have chosen an option that's a little bit cheaper and it's still the same thing. The second was convenience. And what do they have to offer? Does it have online? How many times a week do you have to go? Is it convenient for someone who's working a great full-time job to leave their job and go to get their master's and go 3-4 times a week? The second thing is accessibility. Although some schools have excellent master's programs, it can be very hard to get in, make it inconvenient to choose that school or put all your eggs in one basket. The fourth thing I looked at, the fourth criteria, was location. It may not be very convenient for people to relocate to be near school or to do such a large commute. Therefore, that's something very important for someone to consider when choosing a master's program in general. Based on the criteria I looked at, the top school for cost and the cheapest one was San Diego State University, and that came in around $17,000. So it is expensive, but it's more in the affordable end. However, it was the most expensive school for out-of-state, had a very large out-of-state fee. Therefore, it was almost double what the regular tuition for California residents. The second school that was more affordable was Grand Canyon University, coming in around $19,000. And what's great about this university is that their price was the same for in and out-of-state tuition. Therefore, anyone can get the same price no matter where you're located. And the third school, the most expensive one, was Vanguard University, coming in around $29,000 for the program, which is a little bit more expensive than, but again, it's convenience, reputation, and what they have to offer at the school. The second school, and that's all located on page 6. So you can see a different chart of what's expensive and how SDSU is dramatically more expensive than the rest for out-of-state tuition. The second criteria is convenient. Like I mentioned earlier, the only school that offered online was Grand Canyon University, which I think is very important, which makes it one of the top schools, because not everyone can take a lot of time out of the day to go to college. After graduating our bachelor's, some of us want to get right into work field and start paying off those student loans. And that's on page 7. You can see what schools offer evening classes and which ones offer online classes. Also on page 7, it's accessibility to get into these schools. So some of these schools require a lot to get in. The hardest school to get into is SDSU. It could be due to their cost and reputation. They require you to have a 2.85 GPA. You have to make it in the 50th percentile of your GRE. And you need a statement of purpose, like an essay, and a resume, which is a lot of different criteria and work that needs to be put into this school. So if you think you can get a great GRE score, go ahead and apply. The second, I guess you can say, hardest school to get into would be Vanguard. That one also requires a statement of purpose, a resume, and a 3.0 GPA, but it doesn't require a GRE. The easiest school to get into is Grand Canyon. If you had a 2.8 GPA for your bachelor's, that's all you needed to get into some of the majority of their master's programs. However, if you had below a 2.8 GPA, you need to take your GRE and have it 300 points accumulated between the two different things that you test for your GRE. So that one, they all have their goods and their bads. The easiest one probably to get into is Grand Canyon University. That's probably why it's still on my top. The fourth thing to look at is location. Grand Canyon University is located in Phoenix, but like I mentioned, it does offer an online component, so you do not have to relocate. But if you want to take it in person, it might be a little bit more expensive to relocate your whole family or yourself to Phoenix or somewhere in Arizona where you can commute to the school. SDSU and Vanguard, one is located in Orange County, the one is San Diego, and they're both located in primarily tourist areas, so it can be difficult to choose. My final recommendation is to choose a school that would be more convenient for you. For myself and maybe others, an online school would be amazing, so we can still continue our education and still go in the workplace. Thank you.